Doing some poor man's plumbing on the farm today. That's the best way I can describe it because we're using Sharkbites. Here we got, our watering station here. The watering line comes into the chicken barn and we need to get water into the next room. And we've got a hydrant here. We've got a diverse off for a hose. We got a divert off for the chicken water. But in between, we got a little bit of, red poly pipe in there that we can slip a Sharkbite into and run water into the next room. There's nothing better than the Sharkbites for farmers. You're not out there in an area like this wanting to really, take out your torch, solder onto copper, and run a water line. I've got shavings everywhere. I've got birds in the building. It's not conducive. But here, if you split this pipe with the water off, you stick it on, you figure out how you're going to get that little pipe in between that last piece. Within an hour, you can put in a full-size water line with some parts. Some little clips that come with it that snap in, the little tube inserts to keep it from collapsing, and boom, we are off and running. Within a second or two, we've got the water line shut off, we've got it cut, we've got the T in, with a couple screws to the wall with some, tube hangers that's on the wall. I've got a shut off here going at the top so we can shut it off. I'm putting it at a downward angle so when we shut it off, we can go open up the valve and it'll drain out in the other room in case we ever want to let the other room go cold for the winter. This room is always heated with a furnace, so we don't have any issue on it. We're just trying to figure out here at this point, kind of where we're running it. Project took a T Sharkbite, an on and off Watts Sharkbite for the handle. It took a couple elbows, I think 3 elbows and 1 union, and a couple pieces of pipe. The whole water line got put in for less than $100. The hose reel we already had, and the hose we already had. So nothing major for expense. We did have to punch through the wall. Oh, it's always a little nerve-wracking doing that. You don't want to hit anything, but we used a stud finder, made sure we weren't missing anything, and we came out right where we wanted. The spigot end of this, again, they make a Sharkbite. You just put the little plastic tube in the end, you push it on, and then we pushed it up against the wall once we had it completely on, and it has 2 screws in it, and you just screw it into the wall. It's really quite simple. I mean, in the day where I would have had to get the flux, I would have had to get the solder, would have had to get the pipe cutter so I could cut the copper pipe, and then I would have maybe even had to bend it a bit to keep it in a downward angle. None of that. I don't have to worry about setting anything on fire. I don't have to worry about burning the wall. It's just easy. So if you can get your hands on Sharkbites, the brand I'm using is Watts. It's sold in our local store. Menards has them. It goes on easy. It's got a hose fitting here on the end of it. Nice little shut-off valve, which, like I said, once we turn the water on, we hardly use anyways because we use the end of the hose. It works fantastic. Now, the reason I am keeping it up higher in this particular setting is because there are chickens in here, and I want the hose to be lower, and again, I want things to drain. So it actually works out pretty good the way we are doing it. You certainly could put this at typical hose height, which is, 24 to 36 inches off the ground. I got one of these Sunbeam hose holders. I've had it on the farm for a while, so I'm just repurposing that. Cut the poly pipe here, put the elbows on it, and bang, zoom, we're in place. It really went in quite nice, quite easily, folks. Put a 25-foot hose to reach the other 15-foot of room here, and now we can fill watering pails and stuff over there for the meat birds. It's just a nice project to do in a day. Literally, we're done within a couple hours. I'd say if you took the half hour it took us at the store to get all the parts, probably the 45 minutes to cut it and put it in, another 15 to 20 minutes to put everything back on the wall, like the hoses and the lines, check it for leaks, and put the chickens back in the room. Boom, that was it. 2 hours and done. I highly recommend it, folks. If you're not a person that likes to plumb on the farm or on the homestead, Sharkbites are the way to go. Thanks for watching, folks. Keep following along. We'll keep doing cool projects like this.